Hi everyone, this is Dominic with InvestPlus Properties. I'm the president of InvestPlus Properties, and I've got an exciting live update for you. Right behind me is our newest acquisition, and in the central McDougall area of Edmonton. One great thing about this building, which you see behind me, is it's called 8th Avenue Manor. We're going to change the name to the Metropolitan. The Metropolitan boasts a whole slew of things that are really exciting to me, and I'll tell you why. The expenditure and the major expenditures on these buildings have already been done. Things like new siding, newer windows, we've got a newer roof. We also negotiated to get a brand new parking lot. So all of these things have already been spent on, which really only means the only thing we got to focus in on is on the inside. I'll take you in. Come. Now, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to replace the awning. That's one of the things that we typically do on all of our buildings. We replace the awning, and with our standard sort of black colored with white writing on it, that we have sort of started as our branded design. So come on in, I'll show you what the building looks like and some of the things that we're going to be doing. Right now, as we're entering into the common area, you'll notice that it needs some updating. It's got some of the building itself has been run down a little bit. But what's great about this building too is that, if you can see here, this is concrete. And concrete buildings do phenomenally well with tenants who, tend to be a little bit noisy or anything like that. It really muffles all the sound, and tenants really enjoy that. It also provides more security and more of a stable building. Now, if you look at the flooring here, it certainly needs to be cleaned up and it will be replaced. So we're going to replace the carpeting here, give it a new fresh coat of paint. We don't even have to replace the lighting because that's already done. I want to point out one other thing. See all these lines here? These are all things that were done to the building to bring it up to fire code standards. That has already been done for us. And that not only helps us from the standpoint that it doesn't cost us any money to do that, but it's already to upgrade code, and it keeps the tenants safer in case of an emergency or if there's a fire. Come on in, I'll show you one of the suites here that's available for rent, but also gives you an idea of what to expect from InvestPlus. Come on in. One of the advantages of having a building that's a concrete building, because it's quiet, is you're able to renovate using hardwood floors and using laminate flooring. And we can do that on all floors. It's cleaner, it's a lot more practical, and we also get a lot more durability. But from the standpoint if somebody else upstairs also has a laminate flooring, we won't be able to hear them. We can't do that in wood frame buildings because the noise level is just too loud. So right now, what you're seeing is a suite this is the living room here, but this suite is pretty much rent ready. And we're going to show you some of the things that we're going to do. We're going to show you another suite that needs some renovation, that's going to need some level of upgrading so that we can compete at least with what's on the market over there. Right behind me is the kitchen. Now these appliances may need some upgrading because it is a little bit older, but countertop is in perfect shape. We won't replace the countertop. The sink itself is in great shape. We might change the lighting as well. One of the great things too is that the windows on the basement also provide some security for the tenants that are here on the basement floor, because these tend to have a little bit more exposure at ground level for potential people or intruders. So these here are simply from a safety standpoint, and one of the greater aspects of this building. Okay, let me take you to the third floor where we have one suite that needs to be renovated. We'll give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. Okay, great. Now we're on the third floor. I'm going to take you through one of the suites that require some renovations. And what you're going to see here, some of you might be frightened, some of you might say, oh, I've seen that before. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you got to look beyond what you're actually seeing in terms of what needs to be renovated and see the potential of what it could be. So come on in. Okay, so immediately here, if you look at the bottom, Already we're starting to see that the baseboard is detached from the wall. No big deal, we can reattach it, but in this case, typically what we do with our buildings is we put baseboard baseboards. So to the right, what you'll see is that the carpeting needs to be replaced. You'll see that the radiator is actually exposed here, but all that's really happened here is the cover has been taken off. So we'll put the cover on, we'll paint it, and repaint the whole room itself, and give it a nice fresh look, and likely put in a little bit of color too, right, to give it a bit of character. So here again, you know, maybe a little bit of cleaning around the windows. Although the appliances need a bit of cleaning, they're fairly new, but just with a bit of cleaning, that's okay. The cabinets themselves, that's another story. The cabinets will need to be freshened up. But here's what we found about cabinets. Cabinets really don't give you the return on investments if you need to replace them. The reality is, most of them, they're functional, right? And all you have to do is just paint them, replace the hardware, and you're done. We'll likely replace the countertops on this, and typically when we replace the countertops, we'll replace a single sink into a double sink. Why? Well, it's a lot more common, right? It's a lot more practical to have two sinks as opposed to just one. And if we're doing the job anyways, we might as well just replace it. So, once again, you know, the flooring looks like in fair condition, but we'll see once we clean it up to see if it's still salvageable. If it isn't, we'll replace it. The rest of the suite, kind of the same thing. You know, as you walk through the suite itself, the bedrooms are no different. Looking at the carpeting, you see some cigarette marks, some stains that are likely not going to come off, so we're going to replace it, give it a nice fresh look, and this suite in about 30 days from now will be just as rentable, or will be in just a great condition, if not better than the one we just saw, ready for rent. Second bedroom, same thing. Fortunately here we have already the Victorian doors for the closet doors, which already saves us a lot of money and cost by not having to buy them but also install them. Just a quick coat of paint and we're done. And so here's one of the great things about this building too. I pointed out before that the windows are brand new, right? And being brand new, we can, you know, they already have a new seal on them. They don't need to be replaced. And some of the common problems that we're seeing in these types of buildings, at least with this age, you know, that 30 years old, 30, 40 years old, is that a lot of them have single pane windows, which are really a big pain during the winter season because they tend to frost a lot. No problem here. We have brand new sealed windows, and thereby also reducing the heat that you typically tend to lose in terms of with older windows. Come on back in about 6 months from now. We're going to give you another live update and show you what we've done not only to this suite but also to the common areas. We like to show progress to our investors but also to those who are thinking about doing business with us. So thank you very much for joining me on this live InvestPlus update. Look forward to talking to you soon. By the way, if you want any more information about this building or any one of our other buildings, just go onto our website at www.investplusproperties.com and ask for more information on Limited Partnership 4, which is just which this building will be a part of. Thank you very much. Have a good day.